Whether you're starting a business or looking to expand in Marana, our Town Development Services staff will walk you through the steps towards success. Learn about business licenses, development permits, business loans, local and state resources, and more. Let's get to work. For more information, visit MaranaAZ.gov/business development.
Are you splash savvy? In the event of a home drowning, you are the first responder. We'll walk you through the steps so you can prevent further complications until help arrives. Learn more from first responders at MaranaAZ.gov/splash savvy. We are first responders against drowning, and we are splash savvy.
Welcome to Real Talk with the Town, where I sit down with Marana staff to answer your burning questions about our beautiful community. My name is Terry Rozema, and I'm the town manager for the town, so let's get started. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Real Talk with the Town. My name is Terry, and I am your host, and today we're going to be talking about what's going up in Marana. And who better to have in the studio than our very own Development Services Director, Jason Angell. Jason, how you doing today?
Good, thanks, Terry.
All right. Well, we're going to get into this, but before we do, summer is nearly upon us. I know you still have one kiddo at home and one off to college. Yep. So with that, as kids are getting older, what are the plans for summer for the Angell family?
Yeah, so our son just wrapped up his freshman year at NAU, and so he's back home, so the grocery bill just went up this week. And our daughter is finishing up her junior year, so she's still very active in softball. So our summer is pretty much around softball and traveling for that as much as possible. And then my son's trying to make as much money as possible in the summer so he doesn't have to work during the school year.
There you go. Somebody said to me, oh, it's always a great day when you get to go pick up your kid from college. And I said, yeah. It's really great on that fourth year when they're done and you're picking them up for the last time.
Yeah.
But, well, good. So tournaments in Texas, I think you said earlier.
Yeah, we've got 2 tournaments in Texas, 2 in Las Vegas, 1 in California, and 1 in Utah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, man, when I grew up, we didn't go outside the city that I lived in. I mean, within an hour's drive was about as far as we went. And here they are today going to different states and multiple day tournaments and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's just what we consider our travel plans.
Wow.
Everything else, all the other tournaments are either in Tucson or in Phoenix, and those are just considered local.
Keeping you busy, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good deal. Well, we had a question that came in that is asking specifically about the Tucson Premium Outlet property down there at Twin Peaks and I-10. People are wanting to know what's going on with TMC and the land they bought there. We're going to get to that. All right. I think that's the genesis of today's episode. But I think more than just what's going up there at Tucson Premium Outlet and what's going on with the TMC property, I think our listeners love to hear what's going on in the town in general. And there is a lot going on. So Jason, you want to kick us off maybe with some of the stuff that's going on? Let's start here in North Marana because that's probably where the most activity is for us.
Yeah. Commercial development in the north side of town is really just going gangbusters and continue to see new interest pretty much on a weekly basis. As far as up here near the campus, the municipal campus here, the frontage road, there's a couple of projects that are underway there. The Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin Robbins is nearing completion. Should be opening up here, within the next week or two. Mm-hmm.
So now people are going to have 3 places to get coffee in North Marana.
Yeah.
I mean, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, and what's the other one? Oh, Dutch Brothers.
Dutch Brothers.
Yeah. Plenty of places to get coffee in North Marana.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they pretty much share a parking lot.
That's true.
That's how close they are. So the Dunkin' Donuts Baskin Robbins is pretty much wrapping up there. KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, will be breaking ground right next to the Dunkin' Donuts here. They've pulled their permit. They're ready to go. And then the Dairy Queen, which is next to the roundabout, is moving along at a decent pace there. Don't have any time frames as to when they'll open, but That's just an ice cream. That's not a chill and grill where they have burgers or anything like that. That's just ice cream. So now not only can you have 3 places to get coffee, you could have 2 places to get ice cream. 3 if you include R&R in there as well.
Oh, that's right. They have ice cream too.
But I mean, so you'll.
What's your favorite Dairy Queen? Peanut butter parfait? What is it, man?
Actually, I'm just a twist cone.
A twist cone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, nothing sexy there, though.
Yeah, no,
That's just a twist cone. All right. No hot fudge sundaes. No.
Dairy Queen's, I mean, not knocking it. It's the Wisconsin boy. You know,
Yeah.
I grew up in the land of the dairy. So
yeah.
Dairy Queen is not where we went.
Not where you went for ice cream. All right. Well.
So then as we move along from there, obviously Gladden Farms is still going crazy with the new fries and all that. So you've got the fries there. Jersey Mike's recently opened.
Yeah,
Been in there. It's a smaller store than what exists down on Cortero, probably about half the size, but it's really intended to be more of the take your sandwich and go kind of place. But nice little setup.
We don't want you here to stick around, grab your sandwich and get out of here.
Yeah. But it's doing great. It's really busy in there. It's a nice addition for the families in there, especially for like a family like mine where it's late practices and you get home and it's like I don't feel like anything heavy or spending the time making a meal. I can grab a sandwich and go.
Yeah, I love their cheese steak, man. That I think it's number 56, if we're being specific. But all right, so Jersey
we'll check
Mike's
the number.
Jersey Mike's.
Yep.
What else we got going?
So
up there?
going next to McDonald's, you'll see there's a dirt pad that's there. That will be where the freestanding Chipotle restaurant will be going in.
Right
they
on.
also have pulled their building permit. Should be breaking ground here any day. So we're excited to see that project go. And I know a bunch of my kids' friends are excited about Chipotle being in the neighborhood. I don't know if my wife and I are as excited because we'll probably spend a fair amount there on the kids. Then Pima Federal Credit Union will be going just to the east of the existing gas station that's there, the Fry's pumps, just to the east.
Yeah.
And then we have a couple of tenant improvements. The Thai Chili to Go, we've talked about that before.
Yeah, we have.
Thai Chili to Go has got their permits in, and I think they're pretty much ready to be picked up. So there'll be a tenant improvement for them to go into one of the spaces.
So help our listeners out. Somebody's going to do a tenant improvement on a building that's currently existing there, and that's part of the strip where along where Jersey Mike's is, right? Is it going in that same little strip part of the...
My understanding, it's in that one as well. Yes.
So how long does it typically take for somebody to do a tenant improvement where they're up and running and selling food? Because people are really excited about that Thai Chili to Go.
Yeah. Typically for a tenant improvement, it's anywhere from like 90 to 120 days to get that done. It all depends on the extent of the kitchen, really, when it comes to these type of spaces, is how much of the commercial kitchen is really brought into it. If it's a full-on commercial kitchen where it's like any sit-down restaurant, it's going to take a little bit longer time to get that. If it's more of a fast food where it's more of like heaters and maybe a griddle top and, some fryers or something like that, those aren't as complicated to get in. But yeah, this one, I think you're going to be looking at probably closer to 120 days to get that done.
So a lot still going on in the Fry Shopping Center. Anything else going on in there?
Domino's Pizza is also got their permit to go in. That'll be another tenant improvement that'll be going in there. And then there's a dental office that's looking at going up. This would be kind of behind the McDonald's in one of the multi-tenant buildings over there.
Yeah, on the far west side of the campus. Okay, right on.
So then when you move across the street, the Heritage Park Shops, there's the Valvoline service station that's looking at going in there. So this is like the oil change place that
oil
would be going
lube filter.
in. Yeah. Brakes Plus has done a pre-app with us, so it's very early. When I say pre-app, that is they're coming in and want to get the initial feedback from the town as to what the expectations are, whether it's transportation improvements, utility improvements, design requirements, things like that.
Okay.
So it's very early in the process, not an official building permit yet. We've also, another Dunkin' Donuts is looking at going over there.
A second Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah. I mean, if we've got 3 Starbucks in North Marana, we might as well have 2 Dunkin' Donuts.
Might as well have 2 Dunkin' Donuts. Okay. Now, is this going to be just a Dunkin' Donuts or Dunkin' Donuts Baskin Robbins?
It's the same model, Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins.
Wow.
So
Well, we're going to have our share of donuts and ice cream in North Marana.
Exactly.
It's a good thing the Mark opened because people are going to get chubby if they're out there eating all them donuts and ice cream. They're going to have to get on the treadmill, do some walking.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we've also had a pre-op with a company called Lightbridge Academy, which is a daycare facility that would be going on the back side of that Heritage Park shop. So it'd be up against kind of like where the soccer fields are back there. So they're looking at doing a daycare facility there.
Boy, that's sorely needed here in North Marana.
Yeah. I'm surprised there isn't one already with how many young families are around this area.
That's going to fill up quick.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
All right.
Then as you move over the Tangerine area, Shamrock Foods is getting close to pulling their building permits. They're pretty much ready to go.
Now, that's a big project. That's not a
facility.
tiny little restaurant, fast food place. That's a big place.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it's 260,000 square feet.
Big. Yeah.
Which for a visual comparison for the listeners is those big Flint buildings, the ones that have stood vacant, the distribution facilities out there.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. We're going to talk about that in a second, Jason.
Each one of those is about 500,000 square feet. So this 260 is going to be about half of one of those buildings. But
Okay.
it's a cold storage facility for their dairy operations and distribution. So there will be truck traffic and delivery vehicles that will be going, mainly box trucks that will be going from that. But that facility, it'll probably take 15, 18 months to complete that facility and up and running. Then you also have, I know you're excited about this one, Taco Bell is also going adjacent to.
Yes. Love me some Taco Bell.
Your taco
Yo
guy.
quiero mi Taco Bell. Yeah.
So you got Taco Bell and Burger King, which are going over by the new Starbucks and Ace Hardware, which is over on Tangerine and I-10, or the Tangelo place over there. And why I mentioned it, Ace Hardware is under construction, and
It's going up pretty nice.
Going very well.
Yeah, it's a nice sized building.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. That's close to my home, so I won't have to run as far for those household essentials.
Oh, there you go.
And that's pretty much what's happening on the north side from the commercial side. As far as the Flint buildings go, we do not have any tenants yet for those buildings. We've had a number of different inquiries. Kurt Woody or myself, Kurt Woody's our economic development director. We get calls from time to time on either people that are interested that want to propose on certain locations or want to know what the requirements would be for an operation to go in there. But we haven't seen anything that is stuck there.
Yeah. Yeah, we did have, and I don't know if you were talked to Kurt about this or not, somebody came out from California and actually toured the buildings because they're thinking about using half of one of the buildings for a manufacturing facility. And I won't say for what yet, but hopefully that gets some legs and some steam and comes to fruition. That would be great.
Yeah.
Looking for fun, fitness, and relaxation all in one place? The Marana Aquatic and Recreation Center has you covered with dynamic programming for healthy lifestyles. With a Mark membership, you'll get unlimited access to our pools, weight room, gymnasium, indoor walking track, and group fitness classes. Meet us at the Mark, where we've got something for everyone. Join today by visiting MaranaAZ.gov/Mark for membership options and pricing.
Need help with your utility bills? Marana's Utility Assistance Program provides up to $500 per household once a year to help qualifying residents cover electric, gas, or water costs. This free program is designed to prevent financial hardship and keep your home running. Learn more and apply at MaranaAZ.gov/CDBG, because everyone deserves a little support when they need it most.
Property crimes are often the result of opportunity. You can take action to help reduce crime by starting a Neighborhood Watch program. Neighborhood Watch serves as a guide for more eyes and ears in your neighborhood. Contact the Marana Police Department Community Resource Unit at 520-382-2055 for more information.
All right, so that's pretty much everything in North Marana from a commercial standpoint. Housing, majority of the housing, what's being built in terms of housing up in North Marana?
So the Gladden Farms community is obviously still going gangbusters, and I think within the next probably year and a half, 2 years, that'll be completely built out with all the builders moving on from there. The Mandarina, which is over on the east side of I-10 in Tangerine, Meritage Homes has pulled their first couple of building permits over there. So if you drive over there on the Adonis Road, you can see actually 2 of their models.
You can see them from the freeway. Yeah, you can see them from the freeway. They're not complete yet, but they're vertical.
Yeah, they are vertical. Yeah. And standing out in the middle of a flat desert right there.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
So that's a good sign to see.
That is a good sign. We need some more home sites out there for builders to start putting up houses.
Yeah.
So.
The other builders that are in Mandarina are KB and Lennar, and they're getting close to pulling their permits as well to get that moving. So once we get those 3 builders going in that area, that'll help to turn on that development and get that moving along. It'll probably take a full calendar year before they really hit their groove and start going over there. But nonetheless, we'll start seeing homes popping up on the east side of the interstate there.
Probably right about time we're getting ready to complete the work on the Tangerine interchange. Hopefully,
yeah. And hopefully it's not too hot and heavy before it wraps up there.
Yeah.
But
it take. How long does it take? I mean, even to build 200 homes, how long would that take?
Yeah, most of the time, like the Glen Farms community, if they do 200 homes, 250 homes in a year, but that's between 7 builders.
Yeah.
So between 3 builders, you're probably looking at maybe 50 homes
there you go.
On a good year, right?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say the first year is going to be a good year because they're still ramping up and working through things.
Takes them a while to get going.
Yeah.
All right.
Then we're over here, right behind Town Hall, the Monarch development. Monarch's moving along very nicely. The rain last week definitely helped to tamper some of the dust that lands on all of our vehicles here. But it's shaping up very well. They've done a lot of work as far as the Barnett Channel, which is that big deep channel right between our campus and that development. They have 2 blocks that are about ready to go as far as pulling building permits, and the 2 builders that are in there are Lennar and Richmond America.
Okay.
And those are the only 2 builders that are in there. They have 3 blocks that are under construction right now, but 2 of them are ready to start pulling building permits. So block 11 is the one that is at Barnett and Sanders here. And then Moore Road and where Lawn Adams kind of comes up there.
Block 1.
That would be block 1.
Yeah.
And then as you continue that north, it's 13 is just to the north of that. So
all right.
Really it's the 2 blocks right behind our municipal campus are the ones that are about ready to go.
Yeah. Good. So. Good. And right across the street here, Cypress Gardens, I think, is going. Are they close to pulling permits yet?
Yeah, they should be very close to pulling permits. I know they've had conversations and submitted different models for review. So our staff has gone through to make sure they have the model packages ready to go. Done a lot of work there. And that one should be moving along as well.
Good deal. All right. So let's move on down to, let's move eastbound and talk a little bit about anything that's going up. I know there's not a ton, but stuff that's going up or going around, going on in the Dove Mountain area, Tangerine, Thornydale, anything.
Yeah, the Dove Mountain area, it's just the last few phases of the actual Dove Mountain specific plan at the very end of the cul-de-sac there. So that's really the only residential development that we have. As I mentioned last week at the council meeting, we had the question from one of the council members about anything from Monarch. I think it was Council Member Kai had asked if there was anything on that, or not Monarch. Help me out.
Tapestry.
Tapestry.
Yeah,
yes,
Tapestry.
The Tapestry development. From time to time, we've had different inquiries over the years on that, but nothing really has taken off seriously on that.
What do you think that is, Jason? It's a beautiful piece of property.
Yeah, I think it's really just, it's a matter of there's a lot of infrastructure and some big infrastructure improvements that would be needed there as far as There's some serious drainage. There's a big bridge that would have to be constructed as part of that development. There's environmentally sensitive areas or cultural sensitive areas in there that they also have to be aware of. And I'm sure it's just the price of the property right now.
Yeah.
As the demand has grown over the years for that part of our community to be developed or for people to have a home in that area, it's become very desirable, which obviously pushes the price higher.
Drives the price
higher.
up, yeah.
And now that Dove Mountain is coming to an end, that's where I think a lot of the demand is really starting to pick up for people looking at where next can I locate in this part of the community. And it's a beautiful area. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the next year or two, we don't have somebody that is advancing that development.
All right. Is a town or a developer ever going to build another exit out of Dove Mountain for those folks? They seem to be pretty hot and heavy about
Is that a question for me or for the town manager? No.
It's probably for the town manager.
Well, I think if you follow our general philosophy, and Terry, you correct me if I'm wrong here on this, but we've always said development pays for itself. And there's a number of different ways that can occur, whether it's upfront or it's through impact fees or things of that nature. But in this case, the distance between the end of the Dove Mountain Boulevard and what is either the I-10 Moore Road area kind of interchange, that's all state land in between there, with the exception of the Mandarina development, right? Mandarina and Stonegate. So there's a great distance that's there, and if state land isn't able to develop that property, and I'm not saying that they are or not, but who's going to pay for that distance?
Right.
And
It's right now running about $40 million a mile, $40 to $45 million a mile, and that area might be more expensive because of the large washes you have to traverse. So. Yeah, it was a good question for you, and you answered it well. But in all honesty, as a town manager, I could say that probably is not going to happen anytime in the near future off the end of Dove Mountain Boulevard. At some point, Moore Road will probably connect through. It'll run through and connect to an interchange there. Exactly a timeline for that, I don't think we have a clue on that. So
No.
It'll depend on development. It'll depend on ADOT and available funding for an interchange and all of those things. So a lot of things got to fall into place for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So moving south, let's go on down Twin Peaks and head on over to the Twin Peaks and I-10 area and answer the question that this resident gave about TMC, because they came to us quite a while ago. They ended up buying the property. Seemed like they were going to move pretty quickly, and they haven't. So, so what's the story? What's the scoop?
Yeah, it's been a little over a year since the last conversation was had with TMC representatives, and at that time they were talking about I forget what facility they were wrapping up and bringing online.
I think it was Rincon.
Yeah,
Rincon. I think it was
You're
Rincon.
correct. Yeah, so they were just about either just bringing that on or just about to bring that online. And so their focus was really there. And then they had indicated they would start turning their attention towards Marana and looking at what can be done there. I haven't had any other conversations with them since. I've reached out to Kurt a couple of times, and I know he has had conversations from time to time with them, but not recently. So I think we're about due to circle up with them and say, any status update, where things are at. And I think given all of the development interest that's really taken off in the community and the commercial interest, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't start pushing a more aggressive schedule. Financing-wise and funding availability for them,
Right.
I don't know, but it's definitely a conversation we need to have with them.
And I think based on our conversations with them, correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm remembering any of this incorrectly, I'm sure you'll remember it correctly. The plan was to build an office building first for doctors to begin to develop a base of clients and patients, and then begin the hospital after that. So it would be probably some time, even after they put the first building in, before an actual hospital per se would go up. Is that
Yeah,
fair?
and that's exactly the same way I see it.
Yeah.
And recall that conversation was
Okay.
build the the clientele first before you actually put the hospital services in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice piece of property, and it'll be great once we have a hospital there. I think it will be well utilized. But to our listener who asked that question, I think it's going to be a little while yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So anything else we got going on over there at Twin Peaks and I-10 or Continental Ranch, that southern portion of our community? We'll get into Ina, Thornydale, and that area here in a little bit.
You've got the Mr. Car Wash, which is under construction, right behind the QT.
Oh yeah, yep.
Right behind the mall there.
How about a restaurant? They got a restaurant coming in?
Not that I've seen.
Oh,
I know.
man.
I'm with you. I think it's a great location. I know every time we've had inquiries from a staff level as to people looking at restaurants or wanting to know where we could place a restaurant. First of all, we don't necessarily dictate that. We just kind of point out where the high traffic volumes or where the ease of access is. And Twin Peaks is, in our opinion, just great location. It's central. It serves not only, it pretty much serves the entire community.
Yes.
It's easy to get to, right? You're straight up Twin Peaks, left or right, straight down I-10 from the Glen Farms area, or straight up I-10 if you're coming out of the Continental Ranch, Ina, Thornydale area.
Yeah, it's a killer location. I'm still surprised, even shocked, that a really nice sit-down restaurant hasn't gone in there yet.
Yeah.
But sure, at some point it'll happen.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else we got going on up there?
Not at this time, no.
Okay. And Continental Ranch, Cortero, Arizona Pavilions, in that area, that's pretty much built out. But anything that's going on over there, I know, Boston's that vacated.
And that's now
whenever.
Barrows.
Okay, so
Barrows
is that that's become Barrows Pizza now?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so they have their own standalone restaurant.
Yep.
All right, great. What else? Anything else going on down there?
Nothing in the pavilions area. As you go further south on Silver Bell, and you get to Ina, the Department of Child Services building is at the northwest corner of Ina and Silver Bell, and that building is going vertical. And we've received a number of different inquiries, or some of them even complaints. And,
They don't like it.
They either don't like it, or a lot of the complaints that we get are also noise issues related to the time of construction starting. And it's that time of the year for us, unfortunately, where it's starting to get hotter, so the crews want to start a little earlier. And
you can't blame them, but then you feel sorry for the residents because they have to put up with that noise.
Yep. And so that's a lot of our staff. It's educational time, where we remind them of the times of construction and when they can actually begin, and be mindful of your neighbors and all that.
Yeah.
Then as you go south of that area, you're looking at Silver Bell Ridge, which is a new development, 55 lot, semi-custom homes that are being built there. That is southwest of that intersection.
That's a nice area.
Yeah. Mattamy Homes is doing that construction there. And they just started doing grading probably within the last couple of weeks there.
Okay.
So anyone that's seen a lot of disturbance in that area, and it's a very well-designed neighborhood because there's some rolling bluffs in that area, as well as some environmental corridors, both animal corridors and washes that travel through that area. So it's not just plow the field and put up all these homes. It's actually
that'll be interesting to see how that develops then.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're moving along there. It'll be probably another 9 months before you see homes going up on that site.
Yeah, and they're pretty much running out of places. I mean, we got the one development over there by El Rio Preserve that's been going for a while now.
Yep.
And that'll be one of the probably last developments in that area. I mean, Swirl Bloom is getting close to closing out. So yeah.
Yeah, so the southern part of the community with Deanza as well. Deanza's over on the east side, just north of Cortero there. That's the KB development. That is also nearing completion as well. So between Saguaro Bloom and Deanza and all these other little infill ones, the southern part of the community is pretty much going to become built out.
All right. So let's move over to the last area of our town, and that's the Ina and Thornydale, Orange Grove, Thornydale / River area. Anything in those areas as far as new builds coming in? Not a whole lot of space to do new builds. There's some apartments, obviously, going on over there. No new businesses, though. We got the little taco place. I don't think they've opened yet.
No,
they've been under construction.
They're moving the signs up on it. But
it looks nice.
I know. I'm excited.
I really like the way it looks. I really want to go try it out.
I know. I'm with you. It's like I saw the sign go up. I'm like, all right, we're moving. And then you look in there, and it's just still not ready. A ways to go there. Yeah, well, they've done a good job of building the anticipation for the last 4 years that it's been under construction. Yeah. So yeah. What used to be the pet store, it's right next to the U-Haul on the south side of, on the north side of Ina. You know where the U-Haul is over there? And then you go just to the east of that. It used to be a pet supply store or something like that. It's been vacant for, I don't know, maybe a year or so. That we had a pre-app on. It's going to be a Whataburger is going in there. A Whataburger? Yeah. The plan is to demolish that building, tear it down, and put in a Whataburger in there. Oh, well, there you go. So I do like me some Whataburger. The green chili burger. Terry's top favorite at the Whataburger. I'm giving you all my... I've never been there. Yeah. Really? Oh, man. You got to try the green chili burger, man. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Maybe next time we go up to Phoenix for a meeting or whatever, we'll hit that on the way back. If we can pull you away from Rudy's. But ooh, that's tough. Yeah, that's tough. Okay, so... I know. There's a new restaurant going in. It used to be the Monsoons, and now it's called, I think, Chowdown? Chowdown. Yes, that's Chowdown. Correct. Yep. Okay. Where are they at? Are they getting close to opening? Started the TI yet? I mean, the building permit has been issued for it. Okay. And so they're doing their improvements and remodeling in there. I haven't looked, honestly, that closely at the plans to know to what extent are they really gutting it, or are they just kind of refurbing things and going from there. But they are actively moving, and they're aggressive in wanting to get that up and running as quick as possible. Yeah, and it's Chow. How do you spell Chow in Italian? Is it C-A-I-O? Is that C-I-A-O? So it's Chow. Yeah, it's Italian food. It's a pretty cool success story because that was a food truck. Yeah. A local food truck, family running a food truck, and they're turning it into a brick and mortar building. That's exciting. Love those kind of success stories. I hope our residents get out there and support them. Anything else down there? I mean, nothing going on with the old Sam Levitt's. Have we heard anything about that? I have not seen anything with Sam Levitt's. Yeah, it'd be a shame at that. They'll make it a big pickleball place. Well, Jason's not liking that. He's not liking that. He's got better ideas, I could tell. Well, I was sitting there. I'm like, we just opened up the Mark, which has a bunch of pickleball. That's true. Also in there, yeah, you can do pickleball in the Mark. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what would be a good play? I mean, we're going to have to get Kurt Woody on that and get him offering that space up for something. That's a location, and hopefully, it picks up. I could see it, the reason why it stayed kind of quiet or no real interest when Sam Levitt's originally went out, and that was because Orange Grove was still under construction. Yeah, it's open now, though. Now it's open. It's beautiful. Should be, should be a really great corner now. Yeah, so now that it's back to that constant flow where everyone tries to avoid it on Saturday morning, and unless you're going to Costco, which it's even still you're trying to find an alternate. Yeah. But nothing in that area. I think that whole shopping area could use a little bit of a revamp in that location. Yeah, I could see that. But then Alexander is also the apartment building that's right behind Target. We get calls on that from time to time. Speaking with the developers representatives, they're still working through they've got a new contractor that's coming on board. They had kind of some falling out with their previous contractor that they had to resolve, and based upon financing for the project had to go through a whole process. So it's taken a pause for a little bit, but they've got somebody lined up and ready to begin that project and take it to completion.
That's good because the Airy 2 or whatever that's called down the
Solstice.
street, Solstice
Yeah.
down the street, that's going gangbusters.
Yeah,
and that's
they're moving
looking
along very
really,
nicely.
Looking really nice, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. All right. Anything else, Jason, for the good of the order?
No, it's busy and it's a nice time. It's really exciting to see the commercial opportunities picking up, and the residential is starting to build back the inventory that we were looking for as far as available lots and that. So I think for the next couple of years, it's going to be a real solid base for us.
Fantastic. Well, Jason, thank you as always for joining us, getting our residents up to speed on what's going up in Marana. We always appreciate that. I know they like listening to it. It's always one of our top listened to podcasts. So maybe it's just you're a popular guy.
It's the last name.
It's the last name, Angell. I mean, how can you not love that? But really appreciate you spending the time with us and bringing everybody up to speed. And to our listeners, we so appreciate you sending in your questions and listening to the podcast as they come out. Until next time. Submit your questions by visiting MaranaAZ.gov/realtalk, and we'll answer them right here. To receive notifications for new releases, remember to hit subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Also, remember to follow the town on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date on current news and events.